Hey guys, thanks for joining us for our next episode of Ask a Tech. We got some great questions that came in this time, so feel free to keep sending in your questions either in the comments or send us a DM. Our first question is going to be from Jerry Sapp. Hey Jerry.
Jerry Sapp. I know Jerry.
We've known Jerry for a long time. So Jerry wants to know, is it okay to change motorcycle oil from full synthetic to semi-synthetic?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
It's half synthetic
go for
already.
it. Yeah, doesn't have to worry about nothing.
Okay, so now what about the age-old question, can you switch from full synthetic back to regular?
Sure.
Without any issues?
Yeah, no, it's not an issue.
I haven't seen any issues.
Okay, very good. Are there certain bikes that would require full synthetic versus regular?
There is.
Yes. Okay.
Tight tolerance motors want synthetic, smaller molecules, so it's better lubrication.
Cools better.
Okay.
So yeah, really read your owner's manual. It'll tell you.
Okay, so our next question is going to be from Flo Tomato. And Flo here has a Vulcan 650 and says, I have some saddlebags that I want to modify to be closer to my fender. How would I go about making that happen? I got some Viking bags on them right now. They're super far out to accommodate a passenger, but I'm primarily a solo rider. You want to tackle that one?
That's going to take some fabrication time to set that up, because whatever he has holding the bags on now, some of it may be able to be used, some of it may not be able to be used. So it's going to require some fabrication, lathe, maybe spacers, different longer bolts, possibly fabricating something to stay to keep the bags out of whatever, his shaft or chain or off the shocks or the calipers. Whatever, you got to remember the safety factor when you hang stuff on a bike. So, but we've done it before, so it's definitely can be done.
So reach out to us if we can help you with that. Flo Tomato, thanks for your question. Our next question comes from Vegas Enduro. How often should I lube my chain?
That would be how long do you ride it, how much do you ride it, and is it an O-ring chain or a non-O-ring chain?
Is it a dirt bike? Is it in the dirt a lot? Is it getting dirty all the time?
You oil it every time you ride it on a dirt bike, unless it's an O-ring chain, and then you put wax on it every time you ride it. You wouldn't use particularly an oil or anything, because the oil will attack the rubber in the chain, the O-rings in the chain. So if you got a high dollar chain, it's probably an O-ring chain, and you would use wax. And you would do that every time after you got off your ride and washed it, if you do that after you wash it, or before you go for your next ride, depending on how far you ride.
On a dirt bike.
On a dirt bike.
So on a street bike, what would be either the mileage or the time interval that would be suggested?
It's not really a mileage thing. It's a pre-ride inspection thing. If it looks dry, it's dirty, clean the chain, re-lube it. Other than that, check that every single time you're changing the oil, every single time you're checking the air pressure, look at stuff like that. And if it needs attention, now's the time to do it.
And any suggestions on the proper way to lube a chain?
Kick it up off the...
You gotta jack it up.
Jack it up and spin the rear wheel and spray it on.
Okay.
Make your passenger do it while they're riding, but don't put your finger in there.
The one that
You
polishes
should
your
probably delete
hog.
that one.
These guys are full of good advice. Don't follow all of it though. All right, so our next question is from Keizer Chavez. I have an 86 Honda Helix, and it takes some time to start up after I've had it sitting for 3 to 4 days. I changed the filter, and it is still the same. Any suggestions?
Check your fuel delivery system. Make sure it's getting fuel to the carburetor. 86.
I think that has a fuel pump on
Yeah, I
it.
think it's got a little pump on there.
It could be vacuum operated or electric.
Yeah. Could be bad. Sounds like it's having a hard time getting fuel up to the carburetor.
Right.
So I would look at fuel delivery, number one.
That's what it sounds like to me.
So it could be if it's
He put a filter on it,
fuel filter, yeah.
so
I didn't fix it.
didn't fix it, so it's got to be.
I would go further down the line and figure out if it's pumped back up there. I'd have to look at Honda Helix as a scooter, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're kind of weird. They got little pumps on them too. So it might be a bad pump or something that's going on in there.
Yes, that's probably what it is. We've replaced those pumps before on those.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what they look like. I don't know if it's a little electric pump.
I think they're electric ones
It
on
might
that
be a
one.
little electric pump that's on
Yeah,
there.
Okay.
and it works off a relay
Mm-hmm.
and the start button.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a whole sequence of troubleshooting to line that up, so you know for sure what it is.
To isolate what the problem.
And we could help him with that too.
Yep, let us know if we can help you with that, Keizer Chavez. Thanks everyone for submitting your questions. Thank you to Steve and to Ray, our resident wizard, for answering them. Be sure to let us know what other questions you have. Drop them in the comments or send us a DM, and we will see you next time for Ask a Tech.
Thanks for the questions.
Thank you.